OJ's biggest crime is starting the Kardashians. OJ's other biggest crime is also like making Alan Dershowitz a very famous lawyer too. That legal team basically created some of the worst legal minds, okay? Some of the worst brands have come out of that legal team. OJ's biggest crime is double murder. No, I stand on that, okay? OJ's biggest crime is not the double homicide. OJ's biggest crime is quite literally the Kardashian brand, which objectively has been worse for society than, you know, what we were just talking about. Anyway, we'll get to all of that in a second. I haven't even blasted off yet. We don't claim him. He used to do the I'm not black, I'm OJ shit. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Otani was cleared by the FBI and everybody else. Yeah, dude. All right. OJ is dead. Iran v. Israel. Iran versus Israel. Trump hush money trial set to begin. Otani cleared in Gamba saga and more. Walking Dead season 1 episode 3 later. Get in now. www.twitch.tv. Hasanabi. His manager took the fall. Bro, I don't know if you can get like all of these separate. I don't know if you can get all of these separate entities to do independent investigations and also get on board with it. You know what I mean? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me sad that you have cross-eyed. It makes me sad that you have a cross-eyed queen in the background. Why? She's dead. I'm honoring her legacy. This scandal is proof that the CCP runs the U.S. Why? Because Otani is a different kind of Chinese. Is that what you think? Otani and his interpreter are both Chinese. The Japanese kind of Chinese, of course. Do you plan on covering the Chicago shooting? Potentially. Hush money is what you said to that heiress who wrote the Telegraph article yesterday. Good one, Megaphonics. Wanted to let you know you sparked my weight loss journey, and I'm down 12 pounds as I start week 9. Hell yeah, brother. Congratulations. The FBI guy who cleared Otani was spotted at the Dodgers game last night in a signed Otani jersey and a brand new Rolex watch. Yeah. She owe on my J till I simp, son. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. Benny Morris wrote an op-ed about how Netanyahu is unfortunately right. Unfortunately. Why is Benny Morris acting like he's sad and like doesn't fully agree with Netanyahu? Get the fuck out of here, Benny. We know what you believe. I want to ask something. Ludwig'in canlı yayını izliyorum. Onun arkadaşı olduğunuz için size sormak istiyorum. Ludwig Filistinleri destekliyor mu? This Turkish guy is asking me if Ludwig supports Palestine. He's asking me because he watches him live, and he asked me if Ludwig actually personally supports Palestine. I don't know, bro. Ask him. I'm done fucking. Listen. It's out of my hands, okay? It's out of my hands. No, don't say he joined Hamas. If content creators support Palestine, they should say it. Maybe they shouldn't be worried about potential brand implications. You know what I mean? That goes for all of my friends. I'm no longer running defense for them. They can fucking say it themselves, okay? That's all I'm saying. I think they do, but they should speak on it. Anyway, yeah, what does Red Bull have to say about that? I don't know. I can't be out here on an island on my own, you know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, wow, well, your brand is a little toxic. Oh, you know? Oh, well, see you on Twitter. If you rearrange the letters in Ludwig, it spells out Hamas. I don't think it's a coincidence. Does your friend Boy support Palestine? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Did you see this poll? Is Israel committing a genocide against Palestinian civilians? Yes, 51%. No, 49%. Bro, Americans are fucking crazy, though. Because, like, a couple months ago, there was another poll that was conducted. And there was another poll that was conducted, like, 2 months ago or something, where they asked Americans, like, do you think more people have died in Israel or more people have died in Palestine? And it was a 50-50 split. I know it's getting better. Yes, the sample size is good. YouGov does good polls. I know it's getting better. It's just that, like, it is still crazy to me that, like, this is the same Americans that will literally be like, I don't know. I don't know who's died more. Who's to say? I can't make this decision on my own because I have no fucking brain cells. That type of shit. Americans are like that. But honestly, it's good. It's good that there's at least 51%. Yeah. This is so funny. What a funny way to fucking present this. O.J. Simpson, the former champion football running back turned actor who was acquitted in a sensational trial of charges that he murdered his ex-wife and her friend, died of cancer. His family confirmed. He was 76. We're, of course, going to be talking about that. Here, let's get started. Pack watch. O.J. Simpson is dead. To be honest, I don't really give a shit. I know that we do like pack watch for every fucking person that dies who has done like bad shit. And is awful, but like I usually do pack watch for like truly awful people. OJ Simpson was a truly awful person, but I feel like so much time has passed. It's like double homicide. Even if he went to jail, he probably would have been out by now. You know what I mean? Even though he fucking escaped legal scrutiny, I don't really give a fuck. You think OJ is guilty? Oh, absolutely. Okay, like he's just not high enough. He's not high enough on the ranking for me, as far as like really bad guys. Like I feel like politicians are way worse. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't mean that he's a good guy. Definitely a bad guy. Definitely did it. It's fucking, I don't know. Would have been true. His shittiness is concentrated, not widespread. OJ has 2 bodies. We do pack watch for people whose body counts in the hundreds of thousands usually. Yeah, exactly. He made up for all of his wrongs with his insane social media posting. No, I think that people do have a truly OJ Simpson is a great example of a couple different American attitudes, even about crime and punishment. I feel like everyone, no matter how draconian they are, do have the capacity to forgive and forget in some respects, as long as the person is interesting and we can make memes about it. Okay? And it's just like people don't give a shit that he literally, chopped the fucking heads off of his wife and the dude she was fucking. But yeah, we'll get into it a little bit. Obviously, we'll talk about it. I just don't give a shit as far as like, in the grand scheme of things. He basically turned into a meme, despite the fact that he had literally chopped 2 people's heads off. Kind of gross that so many people like it wasn't that bad. No, I think it's because like we cover genocide on a daily fucking basis. Okay, this community is gonna have a very warped sensibility on what is a barrier for like really fucked up shit. When I'm doing a pack watch for Henry Kissinger, I feel ridiculous doing it for OJ Simpson in comparison to a motherfucker like Henry Kissinger. You know what I mean? Henry Kissinger's got bodies. Doesn't mean that you can't celebrate it. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? I'm just saying that like I'm more in like who fucking cares type shit.
Some important breaking news right now. O.J. Simpson has died at the age of 76.
Maybe it's because I'm ironically too young to care as well. Like I wasn't in America. I didn't give a shit ever.
Has more on his life.
O.J. Simpson soared to fame as number 32 for the Buffalo Bills.
I'm sorry for all of it.
And plummeted to infamy as inmate number 1027820 in the Nevada Department of Corrections. In between, Simpson led a life filled with more surreal drama than all of his various film and TV projects combined.
O.J., you a suspect? Come on.
Mass media experts say Simpson's sensational televised low-speed chase.
Bro, all I'll say is this. If OJ did that shit while I was fucking Twitch streaming, those streams would have banged, boys. Crime Watch, then Court Watch. We doubled down on that, dude. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, damn, I wish we had some OJ type shit right now. You know what I mean? I mean, there is OJ type shit happening all the time. Gruesome murders all around the fucking planet. But like, it's just never as televised. Maybe my content brain is out of control. But it literally is like, that is like an entire generation's, Court Watch with Dev V. Heard was so fucking Batman. Yeah, that was the worst though. That wasn't as interesting or as unique or had like a major societal impact in that same vein. You know what I mean? This is the most tailor-made TikTok for you I've ever seen. Oh, we've watched this already. You're right though. Anyway, let's watch this.
Arrest and murder trial
Doesn't fit You must acquit.
stand as the first reality show and perhaps the greatest three-ring television phenomenon ever. At one point, the world heard O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, say,
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit. Wait a minute.
Then later, Simpson was charged with the horrific murders by knife of Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman.
Ron and Nicole were butchered.
The trial made
Bro, honestly, it's just like O.J. Simpson is a pivotal moment because there's like a racialized component to the trial as well. Obviously, famous black man, but I think it was a pivotal moment because it was like, yeah, dude, if you're fucking rich enough, like this is a turning point. You know what I mean? Like black people in this country used to get fucking murdered by mobs because women would lie about them. Women would lie about them fucking looking in their direction. You know what I mean? And then and there's still a shit ton, obviously, of racism and white supremacy in this country. But if you have enough money, all of a sudden, you know, you're in a different category in our legal system and you can avoid scrutiny to a certain degree. He was rich enough. He literally was rich enough, dude. He was. He had a insane. Your coverage would have been good, but bro, they went after your entire family over the Megan Thee Stallion trial. It's probably a good thing you didn't cover this law. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I still would have done it. Nah, he aligned with the right people in addition to his money. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. OJ came in the wake of Rodney King, and the King acquittal played a huge role in OJ's acquittal, but the prosecution screwed the pooch. Yeah. The structures of the state amplify the harm so much that stuff like the destruction of Kissinger are truly incomprehensible. I don't think a lot of people truly comprehend that. At that, the person is no longer causing harm on an individual scale, but entire societies. Exactly.
lawyers and even witnesses household names.
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
When the jury freed Simpson, celebration erupted in parts of Los Angeles. But Simpson would never recapture his idol status. Simpson first sprinted into the national spotlight as the Heisman Trophy-winning running back at the University of Southern California.
Biomart. Law tip. The OJ trial is constantly referenced in law school when talking about courtroom advocacy, a legendary masterclass in getting motherfuckers off, and how the state's job is mad easy and they're still bad at it, pouring one out today. Yeah, I mean, this dude was dead to rights. It's just so crazy to me that like people still fucking, God, no matter what happens, in any case, you can just always come up with different narratives. It's wild to me.
Yeah. Then 11 spectacular years with the NFL vaulted him to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Simpson cashed in on the popularity.
We're talking about the Vietnam tycoon as well,
and
yes.
An actor, becoming well known for the Naked Gun movies.
I gotta pee.
O.J. Simpson, as you've never seen him before.
Simpson played a lawman on screen and ran into trouble with the courts off screen. He lost the multi-million-dollar wrongful death suit brought by the families of his ex-wife and Ron Goldman, then moved to Florida. In 2000, Simpson was accused of assault in a road rage incident in Miami. He was found not guilty. In 2005, he was found guilty and fined for stealing satellite television. Then in 2007 in Las Vegas, police arrested him on several felony charges, including kidnapping and armed robbery. In that case, Simpson and armed accomplices raided a hotel room in what he called an attempt to just get back some of his stolen belongings.
And I didn't know I was doing anything illegal. I thought I was confronting friends and retrieving my property.
The Nevada jury never bought his story and instead sent him to prison. He was released on parole 9 years later in the dead of night with no fanfare and no bright future, just the distinction of arguably the greatest rise and fall in pop culture history.
Thank you, Stephanie, for that report. Once again, we're following the breaking news right now. O.J. Simpson has died at the age of 76. CNN's Gene Casares covered O.J. For several years and is joining us right now. Gene, let's talk a little bit about O.J. Simpson. Go ahead.
Well, First of all, there is a tweet that has come out from his family. We do want to read that for everyone. And it says, on April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. The Simpson family. You know, well, there are really two O.J. Simpsons, because one is that football hero that this country adored for so many years. And in Southern California, I think those of us from Southern California.
That's crazy that people still act like it's 1997 or some shit. Like, no, man, people know him as the guy who got away with murder. Ain't nobody's thinking about how good he is at the football. Did you ever watch 30 for 30 made? Wait, no, I haven't. Ooh, M-Hud, is that available? 30 for 30, OJ Made in America?
Hello and welcome to...
Welcome back at the OJ Simpson in the trial of the century. Fun fact, James Cameron wanted to cast him as a Terminator, but they didn't think he could play a killer. 30 for 30, OJ story is good. Can we watch it on stream? Because the thing is, like, wow, dude, are you okay? What? I am okay. Why wouldn't I be okay? That 30 for 30 is NSFW. It's amazing, but it's 10 episodes long. You're missing the context. You need to watch OJ Made in America, greatest documentary of all time. Dude, I'll be honest. I don't care about... I don't really care about this shit as much. Like, the OJ stuff, I didn't really ever care about it at all. I mean, I'll learn about it more. I'll learn more the details, like, but everything I've read on it, it's just like, eh. You know what I mean? 30 for 30 is ESPN, which is Disney. Why can OG pirate satellite TV, but we can't watch the documentary? I agree. The court was so messy. Marcia Clark was the only female prosecutor and was asked to talk and dress softer to buy pastel wardrobe so the media would lay off her. It's 8 hours long. That's crazy, bro. All right, let's keep watching.
That we got to know him originally because as a graduate, he graduated from USC, was the Heisman Trophy winner. He was everything to people in Southern California after then going on to the Buffalo Bills and also the San Francisco 49ers. But when I really started talking with him personally myself was at that Las Vegas trial. I was the correspondent for his Las Vegas trial. It was kidnapping. It was armed robbery. I think people thought of it sort of as a funny thing, a joke, but the courts in Nevada thought of it as very serious.
Bro, I don't get it. You're such an L person. Yeah. Get us on dig out of your mouth. No, you're the W mans, bro. You're the W mans for coming in here and fucking trying to start fights with people in this community. Yeah.
Because the potential was decades in prison, but every day I would go
Everybody
to the
thinks
courthouse,
you're cool, bro.
And he was there. He was on bail, so he would just be in the hallway. He would be in the gallery. He'd be talking to people. Once he found out that I was from Southern California.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. She seems like she's glazing OJ a little bit right now. Not even a little bit, a lot bit. Fuck's going on here? It's like, yeah, he was great. He was so great. He was the best. He was the best. He was so good at getting away with it, okay?
And I was a USC graduate. He wanted to talk to me all the time because his passion was football. His passion was USC. He loved it, and he wasn't nervous about it.
Bro, he has some other passions too, man. What the fuck? Yo! He has some other passions too. Perhaps more prescient ones. Perhaps some more important passions. Yo, how did they find this woman? She's like, I'm in deep mourning today as a wonderful football player for the USC passes away alongside his friends and family. Don't look at anything else he might have done.
What was happening at that trial, although the evidence was not good against him, and he was ultimately convicted on all counts, and all of his cronies. It was all his golfing buddies, and they...
If you watch the docu, you'd get it. I don't think you understand the context. Why people loved OJ so much. He was like the biggest black celebrity. Wait, Yeah, I guess maybe that's the reason. Do you think he did it? Yes. There are so many fucking O.J. Simpson documentaries. He also didn't do it. Also, he wrote the book with this title. Yeah. Dude, this is, you don't understand. This is obviously, bro, this is definitely the type of person who didn't do it, okay? He was the first big anti-black celebrity. I don't think he was the first anti-black celebrity. I think you mean he was the first big black anti-black celebrity. Like, I think that's what you meant, because there was definitely a lot of big celebrities that were super racist before O.J. Simpson. Anyway, I didn't do it, and you can find out more about how I didn't do it in my new book, If I Did It. That, yeah, I did it. Have you never heard the I'm not black, I'm OJ line? No, I have. I have heard that line. The Goldman family has rights to publish this, I think, and so that's why the book cover looks like this. Not a big OJ fan, but it's going to be wild watching Rittenhouse defenders get mad over any remotely positive OJ coverage this week. Oh, yeah, that's true. Rittenhouse defenders love the courts because they allowed Rittenhouse to walk free, but they hate the courts probably because they let a black man off on murdering a white woman, mind you. So, like, because those guys are oftentimes operating on, on just white supremacist principles, that's like a really interesting situation. This short Family Guy clip about OJ verdict is actually pretty good. He joked about stabbing a journalist on camera. You have to see it. Yeah, okay, listen. Are you out? Peace, bro. Oh, is my cousin still here? Are they in the house? Okay, I'm just gonna let Kaya roam if they are. If they're not, I'm gonna bring her in here. Actually, you know what? Kaya, come here. Place. Good girl. So many fucking OG links in the chat. All right, let's finish this and then we'll watch one documentary.
What had been his personal property, but it was owned by someone else at the time. Unfortunately, some of them had a couple of guns, and so it became an armed robbery situation. But he just...
Bro, this is a glaze fest. I've never seen somebody glaze this hard, bro. This is some Krispy Kreme ass glazing.
Took it in his stride, but he was very nice to everybody, very humble to everyone, and everyone knew what he'd been through in California.
Bro, are you allowed to blow bubbles on it at CNN? Even Wolf is looking at her like, this is a little bit much, don't you think? Bro, she is fucking awesome. She is blowing bubbles on it. Oh my God. Dude, I heard people in the chat were saying he was the OG Rizzler. Like he was, out of control with his Riz. But this goes beyond. I think he fucked her, bro. There's no way. What the hell? What the hell? She is going crazy, dude.
And all the questions that remained about the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and also Ron Goldman. But he was convicted on all counts. He was sentenced to 33 years in prison, over 3 decades. He served it out in Lovelock, Nevada, which is a central outside of Reno, Nevada. And he served 9 years and he was released. And I was there when he was released.
Okay, bro, oh my God. Yeah, I was there when he was offering conjugal visits, where I went and I glazed him up like a Krispy Kreme donut in a way that is not dissimilar to how I'm glazing him up right now. Okay. I was doing exactly what I've been doing this entire hour, but physically in person while he was in prison.
The correspondent for the network, and it was a very subdued thing, but he stayed in Las Vegas.
I was smuggle Marlboro Reds into the prison by shoving it in my butthole and then popping them out at the conjugal visit so he could sell those cigarettes. Okay. These are the things I did for him. It was pretty sick.
Vegas. The next day, we heard he was golfing once again at home in Las Vegas, and that's where we believe he stayed for the remainder of his life. But there were definitely two O.J. Simpson's, and now secrets are possibly gone forever because the murder of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman.
Yeah, bro, she doesn't even care about the victims, dude. That's awesome. She's just like, yeah, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Just a footnote in OJ's wonderful life. Let me tell you how nice this guy is for literally fucking 5 minutes. And she's like, yeah, the victims, who cares? Old news. Nobody cares about that. She talked about how he went to prison. He got sentenced for 3 decades and made it seem as though that was like a much larger injustice than anything else.
We may never know the real truth. The jury acquitted him in 30 minutes. We know that. So he was acquitted. But what really happened to the lives of those 2 people may forever become a secret.
Dean, I want you to stay with us. I also want to bring in our CNN contributor, Bob Costas, who's joining us right now. Bob, but what's your reaction?
He's just like so, like, he does have like murderer vibes too. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's just some that always made me uneasy about the vibes that he puts out there. It was always weird. I don't know.
To the death of O.J. Simpson, how do you think he will be remembered? And talk a little bit about the tremendous cultural impact he had as a player in the NFL, an actor, and as a criminal defendant.
Well, as great as he was as a player, and it's not enough to say he was a Hall of Fame quality player, he was one of the handful of greatest running backs in the history of college football and then the NFL. And he also had a quality that's difficult to define. And
2,000 rushing yards in a 14-game season. Yeah, I don't care about football, man. Yeah. O.J. Simpson says he'll go crazy if all the golf courses are closed. How crazy we talking? 617,000 likes. 98,000 retweets. God damn, that was a banger. If you watch the reporter clip, all your assumptions will be justified. Yeah, here. This is the clip that y'all want me to watch. Hold on. Where the fuck is it? Where the freak is the clip? Shut that off. Don't care about that. Oh, here it is. Always thought it'd be absolutely the funniest thing if he actually didn't do it and just had the worst vibes of anyone on the planet.
If you promise that you will not ask me another question about the case,
I will never ask you again.
We won't have to talk about it anymore.
Just did you do it?
No, I didn't. Nope. Did not do it.
After we finish filming.
Bro, he, come on, bro, come on, bro. That's it. Keep going. No, I'm already locked in at that point. I don't even need to see more. Keep watching, I will. But let me tell you, that's all I needed to see.
OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
If you promise.
Yo! Yeah! Oh! I've never seen that before. No, man. That's crazy. He really is not black, but OJ. I'm sorry. That's like, dude. We're talking about like a more racist time in American history. Like, it's not like we solved racism now. You know what I mean? Think about how much more racist it was in the fucking 90s. And this dude is doing this to a white woman on television. Are you out of... There's no way, bro. It's just like... To be fair, it was funny, just not the way he thought. It's just like... This is crazy, man.
This is his idea of a joke.
We got to run it again.
And this is it.
If you
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm going to be honest with you. I got nothing, dude. I have nothing for that. I started making weird noises because I have nothing to say. I have nothing to add on to that hasn't been told by that perfect clip. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Wow. One of the three alternative theories: the son, OJ, and Al did the murders together, or the Yakuza, whom the Jews owed money to. Why would the Yakuza fucking take care of a problem for OJ? Why would they help him out, dude? Oh my God. I genuinely don't know what else to say today. I think I'm packing it up. That's it for me today, boys. Okay. That's just fuck it, dude. Like, that's so insane. That's so insane. Okay.
Statistics alone don't capture it. He was wonderful to watch, and he was always gracious with the press. He was outgoing. He was not just admired.
Bro, now they got Bob Costas glazing him. What is happening? Dude, why is everybody glazing this guy?
But beloved. And then to your point about being a cultural force, this is all prior to the murders, he was, if not the first, he was the first to do it in a big way. An African-American athlete who broke through. He used to say, I may have the quote incorrect, I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm OJ. And part of that was almost exemplified by a little stereotypical sort of blue-haired lady saying, go, OJ, go, as he ran through the airport in the rent-a-car commercials. And there were zillions of other commercials. And as Jean outlined in her piece, or as the piece that preceded Jean coming on outlined,
I feel like there's something weird about news media where this is like training. You know what I mean? They're training for when like Dick Cheney dies. You know what I mean? Seriously, like they're so on automatic mode when it comes to fucking glazing up someone who did a murder. Like, they're so good at glazing up dudes who've done wrong, dude. I swear to God. People always talk about like, oh, this is an Illuminati humiliation ritual or whatever. No, dude, the real ritual is just like, do a bad thing. Be famous, do a bad thing. The media will glaze you when you die. Okay? That's it. Like, do a bad thing. Be super famous. Before you do the bad thing, the media will glaze you when you die. In memoriam. I swear to God. It's like they have to do it. They have to do it. If OJ had not done it, okay, and spent the rest of his life doing activism, they would not glaze him like this. Okay? They just have one mode. They just openly are just like, oh yeah, have you done fucking murders, gruesome murders, horrific murders, and then got away with it, and also we're pretty fucking famous? Guess what, dude? Turns out we will do a in memoriam. And it's so odd. Anyway.
Naked Gun movies or countless television appearances, the movie stars, everything about him, people feel it, more or less. There were pockets of the community, and I remember Jim Brown, and I talked about this. He didn't dislike OJ, but he had passed.
Bob Costas' phone is dying right now because he's calling in from a motherfucking landline, old ass.
Racial issues, so there was that. But by and large, it was one of the most popular, not just athletes, one of the most popular people in the United States. I didn't know him well when he was playing football, predated my time at NBC. Then eventually, we wound up being colleagues for 4 or 5 years on pre- and post-game shows around football on NBC. And he was a hail fellow, the kind of guy who remembered the name of the kid who brought coffee when you first got on the set, to everybody, willing to show up at charity events, good company at dinner or on the golf course, all those things. And everything changed in June of 1994. And regardless of what he did that in his life, the first thing will come to mind most people, what happened subsequently. Plus, subsequently, the murder themselves, the low-speed case was covered.
Dude, what the fuck? I can't believe CNN posted this. It's crazy. This shit sucks, bro. Anyway, let's watch the CNN OJ case. Viewer discretion is advised.
Simpson on trial for 2 grisly murders.
He killed her because he couldn't have her.
After 9 months of riveting twists and turns.
How about that, Mr. Fung?
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
The one moment
we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty of the crime of murder.
I think these people have to do this because they only have one black friend. Wait, what? I mean, dude, I don't think our generation has strong opinions on this. They don't give a fuck at all. What do you mean? That's a weird take. Like, at most, it's like, yeah, he did it, but, you know, we get one is the meme usually. I don't think nowadays people give a shit at all. Most people under the age of 35, or let's say 30, it seems like most people under the age of 30 just know him as like a guy who probably definitely did it, and they don't really care, which is understandable. I mean, we fucking meme about 9/11, you know what I mean? You clearly don't understand American millennials. We have OG to blame for giving us the Kardashians too. Yeah. Hassan, I do not know why this happened, but in 4th grade, the teacher rolled the AV TV to broadcast the Simpson trial verdict to us live in class. That's so awesome. God, I love America so fucking much, dude. Man, I love America so much. It's crazy. That is such a crazy thing to do. That's so sick. Oh, I swear to God, it's the best goddamn country on the planet. It is so brain broken. It is so nutty, and I fucking love it. The principal announced it over the intercom at my elementary school. What the fuck? What the fuck?
that mattered most. Now, more than 20 years later, go behind the scenes.
You said you had your killer. Why did he walk free?
Inside the jury room and outside the courtroom for reaction.
People said either he's as guilty and terrible as could be, or he's an innocent victim of racism. There was no...
the Dersh! The Dersh! Yeah, remember, he's mourning today. Dude, a lot of Dersh's clients keep dying, dude. He's sad. He's a sad boy. Oh, before we go on, here is ESPN. In the immediate announcement, they bring in Jeremy Schaap, who offered his reflection on O.J. Simpson's death. Here's what he had to say.
And I was there in Chicago at the O'Hare Plaza Hotel, which is where he had stayed when this was going on. And there, I believe it was Detective Sergeant Bert Looper who was running the investigation at that point in Chicago. And I remember being with Lester Munson of Sports Illustrated, standing in the fields around the O'Hare Plaza Hotel as the police were searching for the murder weapon. And what that moment was like, that O.J. Simpson, in a moment, had gone from being this hero, and he was a hero, to a murder suspect. It was unlike anything else, that I've experienced in my lifetime, that America has witnessed really in the last half century. And I think we have to keep in perspective here, yes, he was acquitted, but anyone who has seriously looked at the evidence, anyone who saw Ezra Edelman's, brilliant film for ESPN about O.J. Simpson would have to come to the conclusion that he was a murderer. And so am I filled with...
I was in 10th grade when the verdict happened, and as a black teenager, I and most black people were happy, like we just won the lottery. Yeah, I think like a big part of it is unironically the juxtaposition between like a black dude who definitely did it versus, this happening in the same era as Rodney King, with all of the additional LAPD white supremacist misconduct that played a role in the court case. It led to a lot of people thinking like, all right, we got one. You know what I mean? That's it. It was LAPD racism and Rodney King blowback. But it's not just like, just to simply say it's Rodney King blowback is missing the forest for the trees, because like the LAPD still operates in a white supremacist capacity. It's not like they changed their fucking attitude, and it certainly was even worse back then. So like, yeah, there's a lot more eyeballs on this, and they still fucked it up to a certain degree. So like, it's still, in my opinion, in the hands of the LAPD for how he got to walk free, basically.
With sorrow today, I'm not.
Yeah, and I think everyone has, different feelings about the situation here.
That's literally not missing the forest for the trees, though, because the jurors literally admitted to finding OJ not guilty as retribution for Rodney King. Yeah, I saw that in the chat. My point is, where is it? A juror admitted it.
Do you think that they're members of the jury that voted to acquit OJ because of Rodney King?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
How many of you think felt that way?
Oh, probably 90% of us.
90%? Did you feel that way?
Yes.
That was payback.
Uh-huh.
You think that's right? Do you think that they're members of the jury?
I'm talking about the broader snapshot, not like the opinions of the individual jurors. From a legal standpoint, the cop was proven to be a racist liar and cast reasonable doubt on the whole case. It wasn't one specific thing, but a multitude of things that led to his acquittal. Yes, I will still maintain the position that like the largest reason for it was having a fucking banger legal team. If you have an all-star defense attorney squad who is just the very best of the very best, okay? Like the whole, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit meta is so ridiculous. It has become like something that people remember almost fondly, I would say. And it's such a ridiculous fucking way. It's like it literally is a bloody, crusted over glove. Of course, not gonna fucking fit. It's crazy. I'm just saying, it's like when you got that level of money and you got that kind of riz, you got that kind of power, and you can fucking bring in, look, here it is. Glove won't fit. You must acquit. It would fit if it was his. Bro, come on. Are you serious? What do you mean? He has literally latex gloves underneath it when he's trying these fucking gloves on. Are you crazy?
Was there a model or style of glove that you shipped to Bloomingdale's exclusively?
Yes.
Ms. Fimich, who are you employed by?
Bloomingdale's.
Let me show you the glove that has been marked. Item number 9, the Rocky Run glove. And this glove is exclusive to Bloomingdale's?
Those gloves braved the elements, covered in fucking blood, okay? And on top of that, he's wearing them with fucking latex gloves underneath it.
Yes.
Okay. Looking at that glove, can you tell us the name or the style?
The right hand of style 70263.
And what style number was that?
70263.
Which glove?
Eris Leatherlight glove.
Because the victims were white? Wait, what do you mean? Payback? What an interviewer. Damn, probably more justice than payback. What the fuck? I feel like definitely more payback to who, haha, white people, because the victims were white. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chatter, how are you going to fucking get mad on behalf of white people right now in 2024? Okay, don't worry. White people have gotten revenge a million times over for OJ Simpson, okay? Jesus Christ, dude. Sorry, but your glove knowledge is lacking.
During 1990, how many Eris Isotoner Leatherlight gloves, brown in color, size extra large, did Bloomingdale's purchase?
Approximately 300.
Have you ever seen it sold anywhere in the world other than in Bloomingdale's?
No, I have not.
Is that a Bloomingdale's credit card sales receipt?
Yes.
So the gloves I showed you in court today then...
Why the fuck are you even talking about this? You're this bored? Bro, I swear to God, some people need to be fucking put in a cell with OJ when he was alive, okay? And fuck his wife. Y'all are so fucking annoying, dude. Seriously. Like, this is a historic moment. Like, what do you mean?
And fit the descriptions given on the sales receipt?
Yes.
And is there a signature on the credit card receipt?
Yes.
Can you read that signature to us?
Nicole Brown.
Yeah, furthermore, the prosecution also fucked up the glove. They kept taking it in and out of evidentiary freezer storage for the trial, for the right day of trial, constantly freezing and unfreezing leather shrinks it. The glove shrank and compounded with the latex underneath it, of course, wouldn't fit. Yeah. The real question is, did they know that it would not fit at that moment? People say that, oh, he stopped taking arthritis medication so his hands would fucking get larger. I don't know if they got lucky. I don't know if they got lucky or if it was a fucking major fumble and they just like ran with it.
At this time, the people would ask that Mr. Simpson step forward and try on the glove recovered at Bundy as well as the glove recovered at Rockingham.
And I think so the jury can see, I'll ask Mr. Simpson to stand. That's people 77. Right.
Have a problem placing the glove on his hand.
Sustained. This is people's.
It was a major fumble. Any defense attorney worth their salt would move to exclude that evidence because it was unconstitutionally obtained by Detective Furman, who entered Simpson's residence and found the glove without a warrant, but they didn't object. They knew it wouldn't fit.
164A, is that the right-hand glove? All right.
Stop hamming it up, motherfucker. We know it fits.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
Major L for the prosecution. God damn, dude. Just, dude, if it were me, if I was on the prosecutorial team, let me tell you, I would just been like, look at this dude's vibes. Your Honor, esteemed members of the jury, look at my man's vibes right now. Okay? Look at my man's vibes, bro. Now, of course, obviously that would have put me in line with white supremacy, so I would not do that. As I'm a swagged out white boy, okay? I wouldn't do it like that, but I'm just saying. Your Honor, look at his fucking vibes, though. They are so fucked. Just saying.
The OJ verdict. Shock of the century.
Big homie Johnny Cochran would have rolled you with bars.
It's minutes after midnight. June 13th, 1994.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that big of a stretch, by the way, that like a dude who was... Okay. Listen. It's not like football players are never caught beating the shit out of their wives now, okay? I mean, was it the Dave Chappelle joke, which is like, he's just doing football. Like, this is what he's been taught to do, and he's just doing more football at home. Okay? It's just like, and we knew he was doing it already. Maybe he did a little too much football. There are, he just did too much football where he's not supposed to be doing football. Or, it was Bill Burr. It wasn't Dave Chappelle.
Los Angeles police arrived to a crime scene at Bundy Drive in upscale Brentwood. They find no witnesses, no murder weapon.
I lived in this neighborhood, by the way. It was crazy.
Slashed, stabbed, everything else. Nicole was nearly decapitated.
It was very bloody.
It's censored.
Nicole is Nicole Brown Simpson. Lying dead beside her, 25-year-old Ron Goldman. The prime suspect, Nicole's ex-husband, football legend O.J. Simpson.
I literally lived down the fucking street from this house. Straight up. Upscale neighborhood? No, they had... Oh my God, chat. You think I was rich when I lived in fucking Brentwood? What are you, stupid? No, man. There's fucking apartment complexes for the broke boys where you can, live La Vida Loca with like 3 other roommates, dummies. LeBron lived in Brentwood too, in very different living circumstances than me at the time.
Simpson promises to surrender and then disappears.
The Los Angeles Police Department right now is actively searching for Mr. Simpson.
No, Brentwood is beautiful and it is very fancy. Your first apartment still looked good though. No, it didn't. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. The fuck do you mean? You've seen my shitty ass apartments that I lived in? No, you're thinking of the West Hollywood one. That was the first time I lived in like a nice apartment. Was in WeHo.
Press room. Only a sign of what is yet to come.
I also had 3 roommates on top of, where I was living.
The famous low-speed chase, covered live for hours, rivets the nation.
Will we ever be free from the Champagne Socialist discourse? No.
Surrender at his home on Rockingham Avenue.
Here's what we know right now, Lieutenant Duncan.
It was just the beginning.
This was the perfect soap opera. The O.J. Simpson murder case was the first true reality show for the country.
Okay, let's go. Here we go.
This was the first wall-to-wall televised trial.
July 22nd, 1994, a month after the murders, the legal proceedings against O.J. Simpson begin when he enters this defiant plea.
Absolutely 100% not guilty.
And to help him prove that, Simpson assembles a legal dream team.
Each one of them was famous.
Jeffrey Toobin covered the trial for The New Yorker.
Oh, dude, it's Tuggin Toobin, the OG Gooner. Let's go, my boy, dude. Hey, speaking of doing football where you're not supposed to be doing football, here's a guy who is literally the top dog of gooning, okay? Doing gooning where he's not supposed to be in a fucking Zoom session. He will live in infamy forever. My goat, dude. Jeffrey Toobin, more like Jeffrey Goonin.
There has never been in American history more prominent defense lawyers on a single trial than in the O.J. Simpson case.
There's Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz.
An ideal intermediary between the ivory tower and the gritty world of trial practice.
Famed criminal attorney F. Lee Bailey.
The person you go to when you are really in a lot of trouble and can afford it.
And of course, Johnny Cochran, who would take the lead.
Flamboyant, outgoing, approachable, fun, and extremely charismatic, while also having considerable mastery of the details of the case.
And known for defending celebrities like child actor Todd Bridges, football legend Jim Brown, and superstar Michael Jackson. But would the all-star strategy work?
The O.J. Dream Team was not a dream team. It was a nightmare team. Most of the lawyers didn't get along with each other. There was a lot of competition for the limelight.
But despite all that competition, consensus does emerge. The key defense strategy? Racism.
This is not just any city where an allegation of a racist cop is being made. This is the LAPD.
And Simpson's attorneys know they can strike a chord. With secret knowledge of scathing recordings about to surface, They seek permission to ask LAPD detective Mark Furman if he's ever used the N-word.
And I'll use the word because I'm quoting him, all the niggers, put them together in a big group and burn them.
Yeah, bro. Average LAPD cop. Dude. I mean, seriously. Average LAPD police officer, bro. Least racist. Bro, he said that, and then they were like, all right, you're a detective now. He was a beat cop the day before. And they were like, well, we got to fucking promote this guy. He's saying it with such stank on it. You know what I mean? He's saying it with such zeal. You know, we gotta make him commissioner one day. You know what I mean? The hardest of ours. This man is cooking. Oh my God. Got a promotion for their creativity. Why can't the defense say it, but not him? Double standard much? Oh, Jesus. Imagine being such a racist police department. Even the fucking 90s news media was calling you out. Oh, yeah. To be fair, Your Honor, many of you might not know this, but we had to make him say it. He was rapping, okay? This was a part of the test at the police academy. He had to say it, so we know he was a real one. Your Honor, my client is not on trial here. O.J. Simpson is. Let's remember that, okay?
But prosecutor Chris Darden wants no part of it.
It is the filthiest, dirtiest, nastiest word in the English language. It will upset the black jurors. It'll issue a test, it'll give them a test, and the test will be, whose side are you on? The side of the white prosecutors and the white policemen? Or are you on the side of the black defendant and his very prominent and capable black lawyer? And so
Cochran immediately fires back.
Not every African American feels that way. It's demeaning to our jurors to say that African Americans cannot hear these offensive words.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That they were just like, they had this fucking straight up neo-Nazi in the police force, alongside many others, mind you. Okay. And they're like, please, we can't have him be known as a racist, dude. Well, how about you fucking don't hire racists? This is part of the reason why I think Mark Lamont Hill was saying what he said about like this and many other aspects of the LAPD at the time led to there being enough reasonable doubt. You know, it was the only way he was going to be accepted into our white supremacist police gang. It is simply a part of the process. He didn't mean it. He was rapping along. Your Honor, my client doesn't want to serve the top of the hour ad break. He is contractually obligated to, okay? And he always tells everyone that if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free, Your Honor. You can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime, Your Honor. If the top of the hour does not fit in your budget, you must acquit. Okay? Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
Battle lines are drawn, and race will now determine this trial's outcome. January 24th, 1995, the trial of Orenthal James Simpson gets underway.
There was a forest of satellite trucks, satellite dishes, people working in trailers, all built so that this trial could go out to the world.
Walking into the courtroom every day, it was like the red carpet on an arrivals line or at the Oscars. How are you feeling today? Marsha, how you doing? How are your kids? What are you wearing? It's ridiculous. It was crazy.
Outside the courthouse, it's a circus. Inside, a real-life drama unfolding with millions of people watching.
The Simpson case combined everything that obsesses the American public. It had violence, sex, race, sports, and the only eyewitness was a dog.
And the prosecution had it all, opening with a story of love, lust, and loss of control.
I don't even think OJ thought he could get away with it while he was doing it. It seems like a fucking momentary lapse of judgment. You know what I mean? A crime of passion, if you will, obviously. And he must have been fucking, he must have been like, damn, dude, this shit, these guys are awesome.
Killed her because he couldn't have her.
That trail of blood from Bundy through his own Ford Bronco and into his house in Rockingham is devastating proof of his guilt.
What those records show.
But Johnny Cochran opens with a very different story.
The evidence will show that the careless, slipshod, negligent collection, handling, and processing of samples by basically poorly trained personnel from LAPD has contaminated, compromised, and corrupted the DNA evidence in this case.
Coming up, behind the scenes.
It's the first time I've ever really seen a Heisman Trophy.
And in court with a juror.
How did Mark Furman play a part in your decision when it came down to the verdict?
This is how we knew O.J. Simpson, football icon, celebrity pitchman.
Nobody does it better than her.
And movie star. But prosecutors say that dashing public persona hides a much darker truth, that Simpson is a violent man who beat his wife.
Please be seated.
And it didn't take long before a police detective testifies about such an incident in 1989.
A woman came running out of the bushes to my left, crossed the driveway. She was a female Caucasian, blonde hair. She was wearing a bra only as an upper garment, and she had on dark, lightweight sweatpants and started yelling, "He's going to kill me, he's going to kill me."
Then jurors hear it for themselves. Another chilling 911 call from Simpson's wife in 1993.
My husband just broke into my house and he's ranting and raving.
Less than a year before her murder.
We broke the back door down to get in.
Okay, wait a minute. What's your name?
Nicole Simpson.
Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever?
Yeah.
What is he doing? Is he threatening you?
Oh, hell yeah. The most Zoomer take. I love you, chatter. This is, dude. The most Zoomer take. Yes. Bro, he decapitated her and also beat her like a bunch of times. Yes. That's my favorite. Zoomers always arriving at the most important part of the story. Oh, that's so sick. That's so sick. Oh, this goes back to like this basically is the same meta as like Margarine Titan Green talking about abortion being murder, but like saying that abortion is cancel culture because cancel culture is more important to the conservative discourse at the time than murder itself. Like it's worse than murder. A crime worse than murder is cancel culture. And it's just like a crime worse than any other crime is the fucking insane age gap. Don't belittle that detail. It's the very foundation of their abuse. Come on. Oh my God. I'm so serious too. I know you are. I love you for that. Zoomers straight up think, oh, Yeah, it's not also a big age gap. Is that she's a minor? I get it. Guys, I don't think it was okay for a 38-year-old man to be dating a 17-year-old woman. Okay, a 17-year-old girl. I don't think that that's okay at all. I just think it's funny to bring it up in this conversation. This is not a defense of it. Oh my God. Bro, he killed her, chatters. Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. Your community is kind of cringe, big dog. No, my community is fucking awesome. Okay? I know. Cutie is texting the group chat. I cannot believe they did this. This is typical fucking groomer shit. They're so goddamn annoying sometimes. Unless you fucking talk to groomers groomers are like Turkish barbers. I swear to God, they love shaving your goddamn dog. Okay? It's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, he's really cute, luckily, still, but lol, I love it. Fuck your designer dogs. Wait, what? Designer dogs? I don't think this is a designer dog, brother. And even if it is, like, I'm pretty sure Cutie adopted him. Like, and he's all kinds of fucked up, too. What is wrong with you, 40-month subscriber? What do you mean, bro? Also, it fucks up the dog. Are you okay? Like, it still fucks up the dog. Is the dog chatters like the Northern Lion clip? We should kill him. Yeah, what the hell? Your dog is artificially selected. Relax, bro. My dog is artificially selected? What do you mean artificially selected? What does this even mean? Guys, even if someone literally purchased the dog specifically, okay? Even if someone was like, I'm going to go out of my way to purchase a dog, okay? Like purchase a dog from a breeder that was like that was literally fucking genetically designed to look a certain way or some shit. Don't you care about the dog? Kaya is a synth. Don't let the Brotherhood of Steel find out. Yeah. This happened right after you said this community is so awesome. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't shave dogs with double coats like this. Kaya has double coat as well. You can't shave them. If you shave them, they might never grow their second coat back. And it's very important for temperature regulation. Y'all are so wrong for this. The fact that the groomer did this is really fucked up. It's like those freaks would say we should kill all pugs. Actually weird. Anyway. I thought it was just a looks thing. Didn't know about the health thing. How does it fuck up the dog? What do you mean, bro? You can't fucking... Double-coated dogs can't grow their second coat usually. Like, that hair just has to stay on forever. You can't fucking actually shave their coat. If you shave their coat, they won't ever be able to grow their second coat. And it helps regulate, like, to a certain degree, regulate their body temperature. This is, by the way, this straight up. That's not true. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You only do this as this is like literally an emergency move that you do if they have like hella matting in their hair. If their hairs are really, really matted up and it's causing them to get like skin issues, bleeding, scabbing, only then are you supposed to fucking shave. You're only supposed to shave for emergencies like a surgery, or shave it if it's like literally the last thing you can do. There's so many chatters who love the shit out of Kaya but should never ever own another living animal. No, I agree. Is Kaya cooked then? I feel like she used to be fluffier. No, she was fluffier. And I don't know if she like shed all of it as a consequence of, I don't know if she shed all of her extra coat as a consequence of her for her hormonal imbalances, or if it shed permanently and it's never going to come back. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. She seems to be fine. Yeah, the outer coat or guard hair consists of longer hair that gives the dog their color. Dogs do not shed the outer coat as much. But to be fair, Kaya is very young still, so I don't know. It could be seasonal too. It's not that it won't ever grow. It's just that the layer below grows much slower than the rest. It may take upwards to a year. You can't own a living being. That's awesome. Thank you for your take, chatter. The extreme vegans have logged in. Yes, you're right. We should kill all domesticated pets. A much worthier cause, in my opinion. I love fucking idiotic anarchists, dude. It's awesome. Don't cohabitate spaces with animals. Let them roam free. It's so sick. If it's not only body temperature, but also protects them from like ticks, other bugs, sunburn, depending on the breed. Yeah. Let all the house cats free. Let's do a bird genocide. The case against pet ownership. Yeah, dude, we should all just fucking kiss ourselves. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. Fuck these people. My 2 cats would die without me. They're so fucking stupid, and you expect them to live outside on their own? My dog is terrified of the outside. Please don't make her live out there. Yeah. My dog literally lives a better life than like 99% of humans on this fucking planet. My dog lives a better life than me. Okay? She has a better life than me. All she does is fucking play, run around, eat food, eat fucking Icelandic ram's horn every goddamn day, okay? And sleep. She is constantly in the vicinity of the person that she loves the most on this planet. We are very rarely ever separated from one another. And you motherfuckers are like, yeah, no, I would hate if she is living in an unjustifiable hierarchy. Also, people own animals for utility, safety, emotional companionship, etc. After thousands of years of domestication, we need each other law. Exactly. Dogs, in the way that we understand it, dogs as a fucking breed through thousands of years of domestication have basically been designed for this specific purpose. We are far too late to the conversation to be talking about like, what should we do about the ethics of domestication in general? Feels like debating for the sake of debating, taking such an extreme perspective on domestication is a symbiotic relationship. Exactly. People in the third world cannot afford to not have animals. Wait, what? I mean, okay. Most dogs, if they cannot do the job they are bred for, are miserable. Yes. Except you have to also understand, like, she has like guard dog breeds in her. Okay. She's mixed. Except it doesn't matter because I get her energy out all day, every day, and she's very happy. This is a work dog. This is specifically a very large dog and a work dog as well. And a family could not take care of her for those reasons. I can. I have a yard. I have a lot of time that I can make sure that, you know, she has enough space. She's always in a cool environment. In a place like Los Angeles, especially. Work dog as she's honk shooing away. No, actually, I think she would normally be, you know, out in the fucking pasture, roaming at night and sleeping in the day. Yeah, guard dogs do sleep during the day. Do you groom your dog? I do. And I always, even though it's the same groomer, even though it is the same groomer every time, I still tell them every fucking time, can I be your dog? No. Anyway. Let's get back to O.J. Simpson, though.
Going nuts.
And I was like, wow, he can be pretty bad.
Now, more than 20 years later, juror number 4, David Aldana, remembers that moment vividly.
So that 911 tape made an impact.
Yeah, it did, because when you hear somebody pounding on the door like that and hearing Nicole say, I think you know his record by now.
I do.
Nicole's sister, Denise, tells prosecutors she has seen Simpson beat Nicole in person.
He grabbed Nicole, told her to get out of his house,
Wanted us all out of his house. Picked her up, threw her against a wall. Picked her up, threw her out of the house.
However, defense attorney Robert Shapiro counters with a completely different image of O.J. Simpson. Here he is with the Brown family just hours before Nicole's murder.
We played for the jury the June 12th videotape where you saw O.J. Simpson at 6:30 on the evening of June 12th. And you saw him. He was kissing the Brown family. He was shaking hands with Lou Brown. He picked his son up. He didn't look like a man who was dour and bitter and raging.
So is Simpson a warm family man or a violent attacker who cornered and killed two innocent people? The jurors and Simpson take a field trip to his house and the crime scene.
I think that this really assisted the jury in being able to understand the evidence better, the testimony better, and how the victims were essentially cornered.
What do you remember the most about visiting OJ's house, actually going?
Yeah, he's a family guy, bro. I don't understand. What do you mean? Yeah, pay no attention to like the many instances of him abusing the shit out of his wife. You know what I mean? He's a family guy. Come on. Yeah, it's just
going to the crime scene.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's the first time I've ever really seen a Heisman Trophy. We couldn't ask questions. Nothing was told to us. Don't talk amongst yourselves and don't touch anything.
And it's this home visit that leads to the...
Do you think she would have been as vulnerable if she hadn't been dating a teenager, dating a prominent and powerful celebrity? I'm gonna fucking... dude, I wish I was living in Brentwood so OJ would have taken me out on the way home, okay? Bruh, drop it, okay? That's not the most important part of this, okay? It's the domestic abuse. It's the murder. What the fuck? It is ridiculous, okay? Zoomers, you are so fucking brain broken. Oh my God. What the fuck? That's crazy.
The very heart of the prosecution's case, the physical evidence against O.J. Simpson.
They have to be baiting? Yeah.
The appearance of the glove, sir.
It appeared dark leather glove. It appeared to be somewhat moist or sticky. I didn't touch it, but it appeared that parts were sticking to other parts of the glove.
We don't know.
Like, notice how we make fun of Jerry Seinfeld and think it's weird and gross that he was 38 and dated a 17-year-old? Okay? Because he didn't fucking decapitate his girlfriend at the time. So, like, that is the most prescient part of his story. That is the most impactful part of his story. Okay? Zoomers would be like, wait, I don't understand. Like, why are you... What the fuck? Well, I don't get it. Like, it's just like that's the most important part of this story too, in my opinion. The only good thing about Zoomers being fixated on age difference is that they won't be with old people how it used to be common in the past. No, I agree. I mean, it's not like the worst thing. It's just really funny to like hyper focus on it in this situation. Like, problematic age gap discourse is so funny when talking about Orenthal James, okay? It's awesome.
Know it just yet, but Detective Mark Furman was about to take on a starring role in this unfolding drama.
And now Mark Furman came up to you and told you he'd made...
Unironically, think us Zoomers are obsessed with it because of the prevalence of online grooming? Probably. Problematic age gap Zoomers equivalent to vax for deaths that have nothing to do with the vaccine? Yeah, I think that is really good, actually. That is a really good take. I think it's just like a lot of fucking weird, gross losers online who do fucking prey on children. And there's that classic, like, you don't know how old someone is online, so you assume that they're your age until you find out that they're not, and you're like, oh my God, this person is like... I've talked about this before. There's like some accounts on Twitter that I follow that have some good takes, right? And then you find out one day that they're like 22 and you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Made some discoveries, is that correct?
Yes.
And so that we're clear, It was Mark Furman who allegedly found this glove out there near Kalen's room. Is that correct? Outside?
Yes. I'm not even talking about.
And it was.
I'm not even talking about Edgar Mentum, who is also remarkably young. There's another guy who I only found out was like 22 years old because like they were also hyperfixating on age gap discourse, talking about like some dude who was like 30 and a woman who was like 25 or some shit. And I was like, this is so funny.
Mark Furman, who allegedly found this spot on the outside of the Bronco. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then came this unforgettable witness.
I heard a thumping noise.
How many thumps did you hear?
3.
Simpson's shaggy house guest, Kato Kaelin.
Did you ever
Shaggy.
expect what was going to
Damn.
happen when you got up there and took the stand?
No, not
Bro,
at all.
what is that
It was my
haircut?
first time in a courtroom in my entire life. And I think I was 35 at the time.
Kaelin's 4 days on the stand thrust him into the national spotlight.
I even come up with a thing saying, never has a man done so little to be recognized by so many.
Today he testified, he said that O.J.'s maid never really liked him. Well, sure, she had to work for her room and board. Of course she's not gonna like.
Why was Kato Kaelin so memorable?
He's an idiot.
Really?
He's so full of shit. Sorry.
That's pretty harsh.
Matter of fact, when we were doing our deliberations, he was like a no-brainer. The guy's an idiot. And nothing he says we can't go with or against it. He's null and void.
And I was called so many things. I was called a celebrity. I was called a pariah. I was called a traitor. I was called a dummy. I was called a freeloader.
So it seems like you feel like you were pretty much misunderstood for a really long time.
100% misunderstood. This was something I took so serious that I was making sure that I answered everything correctly. So I was in deep thought going, okay, answer this right, Cato, and that was it. If you pause, people go, he's making something, he's lying, he's doing this. Furthest thing from the truth. It's for me to become even more honest, for me to make sure I answer this thing 100% honest.
Which brings us to the night of the murder. Kaelin and Simpson make a McDonald's run.
About what time was it when you got home?
It's about 9:40.
Kaelin goes to his bedroom, and prosecutors say Simpson disappears. A crucial hour passes before Kaelin hears a loud noise outside.
And where did that noise seem to be coming from?
From the back of the wall.
That, prosecutors say, is Simpson hitting an exterior wall and dropping a bloody glove. At 10:55, a limo driver waiting to take Simpson to the airport spots a black person, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds.
I saw a figure come
Could be
into
anybody,
the
really.
entranceway of the house.
Alan Park says he'd been buzzing the intercom since 10:40 and received no.
Bro, could have been anybody. Okay, it's just like it's just chill.
Response, proving, prosecutors say, Simpson had not been home.
This time there was an answer, which was Mr. Simpson. He told me that he overslept and he just got out of the shower and he'd be down in a minute.
Both Park and Kaelin notice a dark duffel bag near the rear of Simpson's Bentley.
He came out and Cato offered to go get the bag. And he said, no, that's okay, I'll get it.
So what was in the bag? And what did Simpson do with it? Detective Tom Lang has a theory.
So you want to know what happened to the knife and the clothes? And we know that from a witness out at the airport, I believe, saw him getting out of the limousine when he left on American Airlines the night of the murders and had his arm buried in a trash container.
Next, with so much evidence, what went wrong?
That's People 77.
Chris Darden blew it.
No weapons, no witnesses, but a wealth of forensic evidence.
If the glove don't
The
fit, you
team
must have quit,
prosecuting
baby.
O.J. Simpson for murder believes they can prove he butchered Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson.
This appeared to me to be an overkill or a rage killing.
There was blood everywhere. At the Bundy crime scene, at Simpson's Rockingham estate, and scattered along the route in between. Blood, prosecutors say, is Simpson's.
Does that mean that these characteristics that Mr. Simpson has that are also found in the Bundy Walk bloodstain are only found in approximately 1 out of 170 million Caucasians or African Americans?
Yes, approximately.
And that's not all. Blood consistent with both victims was found in Simpson's Bronco, on that glove discovered behind his house, and on these socks in his bedroom.
You described that material or that blood staining as matching Nicole Brown, is that right?
That's correct.
Then there were the bloody shoe prints in the Bronco and on Nicole's dress. FBI expert William Bodziak says,
how did this happen?
The prints came from Bruno Magli designer shoes in Simpson's size 12.
Can you include him as a candidate who could have worn the shoes that created the impressions in this case?
Yes, I could include him as a candidate for possibly having worn those shoes.
As the trial wears on, attention turns from socks and shoes to gloves. One found at the murder scene, the other behind Simpson's house. Proof, prosecutors believe, that Simpson is a cold-blooded killer.
Handing Mr. Simpson the left glove for Rockingham.
That's people 77.
Yeah, they were just setting him up, dude.
What were you thinking when you heard Prosecutor Christopher Darden request that Simpson try on those gloves?
I was sitting in the courtroom. I couldn't find a seat, so I was kind of in the back. And when he did that, F. Lee Bailey came up to me and he grabbed me, whispered in my ear, he was kind of laughing. Why the hell did you let him do that? I said, I didn't know he was going to do anything. No, Chris is a good man. He's a good prosecutor. He's a bright man. He should have known better.
I remember watching the gloves in the courtroom and thinking to myself, he's not going to ask O.J. to put on the glove. That's too much of a risk. You never ask a question in a courtroom.
Yeah, right, dude. No, this is Goon and Tubin at it again.
Much less do a demonstration where you don't know what the outcome is. And it was like a slow motion disaster movie for the prosecution as O.J. milked the moment for all it was worth.
No, you're wrong on this one. I mean, it was a risky move regardless, but I don't think he actually thought that it was a risky move at the time. But yes, you are right. You're not supposed to ask a question you don't know the answer to. I'm just saying that Tubin wasn't thinking that. The thing about the other glove is that the detective Furman hopped the gate of Simpson's property without a warrant and found the glove. The defense's theory was that Furman planted the gloves because he was a racist piece of shit. Also, Tubin is literally correct. Having him put on the glove was a huge fucking mistake. I know. My point wasn't about whether or not that was a good fucking move or not. It demonstrably was a bad move. I'm just saying, I think Tubin is simply saying that because he knows.
Pretended to try on those gloves.
Christopher Darden would later admit that move was a mistake.
When it happened in court, did you know you were in trouble?
I knew that it hadn't gone as well as I had hoped it should have gone.
Did you regard it as like earth-shattering to the case?
No, not necessarily, not particularly. It wasn't until I went upstairs and left the courtroom that I realized that people thought that it was a monumental failure, a monumental mistake.
Was it Chris Darden that blew this case?
Chris Darden blew this case. Marcia Clark contributed pretty heavily to blowing the case too, but Chris Darden blew it. When O.J. was able to walk in front of the jury and say, it's too small, he didn't have to testify because he had already testified in front of the jury and he wasn't cross-examined. So for us, it was a win-win.
All right, he appears to have pulled the gloves on, counsel.
But to juror David Aldana, it didn't seem like a big deal.
So O.J. Simpson was right in front of you when he put on that.
Also wrong. Everyone at the time knew it was a huge mistake. Marshall Clark, the lead prosecutor, tried to dissuade Christopher Darden from doing this with the glove. However, Darden pushed back really heavily, and Marshall Clark gave into his strong arming.
Glove.
He was about maybe 2 feet away from me.
What do you remember from that moment?
You know, a lot of people make a big deal about it, but, you know, I was a truck driver. I wear gloves all the time. I know that when my gloves get wet, they shrink up.
Yes, I do.
After 92 exhausting days of testimony, 58 witnesses, and 488 exhibits,
We ask the court to receive all of the people's exhibits and the people rest.
next.
The LAPD's laboratory is a cesspool of contamination.
The defense unleashes a blistering attack.
How about that, Mr. Fung?
I think I understand why they saw this as like a trial not against the people versus O.J. Simpson, but instead O.J. Simpson versus LAPD. Given the time frame that this trial was happening, given the time frame in which this trial was happening, plus the fact that you know, their racist misconduct was in full display, it totally makes sense. That's why I think people say like it was a fuck up by the LAPD.
We think the evidence will show that he did not, could not, and would not committed these particular crimes.
Johnny Cochran.
I'm in the new DeFranco. Uh-oh. What's it on? Nowadays, I'm always scared. You know what I mean? It could be like some random fucking meme accounts decided Hassan is a bad guy. Let's talk about it. With Philly D, it could be that, or it could be that like Sup, you beautiful. Hassan Piker versus what? Jesse Waters? Oh,
Sup, you beautiful
what the
bastards.
fuck? Did he get a screenshot from today's stream? What the hell's going on, bro? It looks like, or maybe not. I think I have. No, it's from, okay.
Sup, you beautiful bastards. You're watching the Philip DeFranco show. I hope you had a fantastic viral. Because he was on a podcast responding to the news that California just raised the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the move, it applies to limited service restaurant chains with at least 60 locations nationwide. Though, of course, this is unaffected businesses are still probably going to feel pressure to raise their own wages to compete for labor. And all that is a general statewide minimum wage in California is $16. And, you know, with this news, we saw a lot of different reactions. With a lot on the left celebrating the reforms as a victory for workers' rights, with supporters saying it's the least California could do to help people with the rising cost of living, and it should actually do even more. But this is you have a number of people on the right saying, no, employers are now going to have no choice but to either lay off staff and or raise prices or even go out of business. And among those not happy with the move was Jesse Waters, who said that fast food workers simply don't deserve that money. And to try to make his point, he decided, hey, why don't I try to do some math? And if you haven't already seen this clip, let's test it out with you as well. When I tell you that fast food workers are going to be making $20 an hour, how much do you think that is as far as a yearly wage? What is their yearly salary? I'm giving you 3, 2, 1. Here's Jesse Waters' take.
You're very good at math, so see if you can do this in your head. You probably can. If you're making $20 an hour to work at a fast food restaurant, all right, is that 6 figures? Are you making?
No,
what
40 grand. 50 is just 2 exits and add a few zeros.
Yeah. Okay, so
40K a year.
It's Jesse boy a little off. Like in the same way as if a guy said he was rocking 10 inches but only had 4. But then Jesse, he goes, you know, I know how I can save face here. I'm going to jump from an individual worker to a family of fast food workers. And so he took a second swing at math.
Yeah. So, and then if your husband or wife is also there, you're making $100,000 as a family.
Sure.
Both working at McDonald's?
80 grand.
That is, okay, that's crazy.
My man fucked up 40 times 2. Why have we lifted so many unserious people to serious positions? Yeah, even 2 workers making $20 an hour do not approach 6-figure incomes, and that's without mentioning taxes. But for Jesse, him being wrong back to back, that's not the point here. He still says it's still too much.
That is crazy, because that job really doesn't require much.
And so with those moments going viral, unsurprisingly, we saw those on the left skewering him.
Working in fast food is incredibly difficult. It is taxing to your body, to your soul when you're dealing with customers all day long. looking down at workers, people who want to make an honest living, and demanding that they get paid less for their work is just incredibly gross.
That's insane. What does your job require, you asshole? You don't do anything. You just sit there, sexually harass the staffers, and just read whatever your producers wrote on a teleprompter, you donkey. How much does Jesse Waters make? I'm going to look this up right now. Let's take a look. Let's figure it out. Jesse Waters' salary. $5 million a year.
You know, with all that, especially because so many different people in so many different places, they watch this show. I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts here? And understandably, there's two stories. One, I mean, what are your thoughts on Jesse Waters just making an ass of himself?
My man wrote Hasanabi.
Trying to do math. But also, two, what are your thoughts when it comes to the minimum wage? You know, someone that's lived in California for a while, I'm more familiar with the costs here. So that's going to affect my thoughts on what the minimum wage should be. And so if you're in another state where the cost of living is lower, you might have a different take. But also, if I can add one thing, and it is something that I have a gripe with. The argument, and this is kind of very more focused on like the food services industry or coffee shops or just things that aren't traditional restaurants. I think a lot of employers have the knowledge that they are not paying their employees enough. And I think part of that is showcased with the fact that how has everything in the last 5 years become a tippable transaction? And I say this as someone that tips every time. But for things as small as like I'm buying a coffee at a coffee shop, there's a turn of the screen at that transaction now. Either reading 15, 20, 25%, or some places 20, 25, 30%. And understand that's been embraced because employers do not want to raise the price of their products and they don't want to pay their people better. But they're still passing off an extra cost to the consumer. It's just that they're doing it in a way that's not technically that, and it's an awkward interaction for a lot of people. It just becomes about optics. They don't want you to see prices that raised 15% so they can, you know, actually pay their employees a more livable wage, but you're still paying it. And then this is one of the wildest bits of...
Scroll to the comments. You know you want it. No, this is... He does like... He does a roundup, so it's not a lot of those are going to be about the Jesse Waters story. Oh... Anyway, let's get back to O.J. Simpson.
On the attack and on the offensive.
The LAPD's laboratory is a cesspool of contamination.
Citing police incompetence.
Some had gloves, some didn't have gloves, picking up the evidence.
Even suggesting a conspiracy to frame O.J. Simpson.
The fact that blood mysteriously appears on vital pieces of evidence is devastating evidence of something far more sinister.
Yeah. Such a great dude. Honestly, you know, great way to fucking cast Reasonable Doubt. Just so good. Like, it's a bit of a fucking Hail Mary to just be like, yeah, no, they planted that shit. But then you got a fucking racist ass cop. You got a racist ass cop and you got him dead to rights. He fucking stole the evidence too. It's just like, it's solid. I hate lawyers. They are the master debate lord. Yes. Especially so close in time frame to the Rodney King stuff that it's just like, it worked so perfectly. It worked so goddamn perfectly that enough people were like, yeah, maybe they did fucking plant that shit.
Then came a turn no one expected.
How about that, Mr. Fung?
Defense lawyer Barry Scheck blasts LAPD criminologist Dennis Fung.
Did you touch that envelope with your bare hands?
Confronting him about not wearing gloves while handling evidence and picking apart inconsistencies in his testimony.
So you did begin evidence collection before the coroner's left?
Yes.
So what you said before wasn't true?
It was the best of my recollection at the time.
What do you remember the most about Fung just getting torn apart by Scheck?
Oh, man.
Does that refresh your recollection? Is that a concern of yours? Sure of that?
Barry Scheck is one heck of an attorney. You just ripped them apart.
You truly believe that evidence was planted?
Yes. From this day till the day I die.
Come on, dog.
I think it was planted.
And who does
Come
the
on,
defense
bro.
accuse of planting evidence? Mark Furman, the same detective prosecutors say found the glove outside Simpson's home.
Did you wipe a glove in the Bronco, Detective Furman?
No.
You did not?
No.
Did you ever for a moment believe that the police wanted to frame O.J. Simpson?
Frame him, I think that was in Furman's mind.
And you say on your oath that you have not addressed any black person as a nigger or spoken about black people as niggers in the past 10 years, Detective Furman.
That's what I'm saying, sir.
So that anyone who comes to this court and quotes you as using that word in dealing with African Americans would be a liar, would they not, Detective Furman?
Yes, they would.
All of them, correct?
All of them.
I was focused on Mark Furman, his every twitch, his every eye movement, and
Damn, dog. I mean, my dude was popping off with that. He said it too well. Okay. He said it like a man with a lot of practice. I know he was quoting him technically, but goddamn. See? Okay. This is the moral conundrum that every white boy loves having. It's like, in order to free a black man, you have to say the N-word multiple times in court. Do you do it? As a white guy. F. Lee Bailey's like, guys, at the 40-second mark, I drop an N-word, a really big one. But I did it to disarm them. I did it to disarm my interlocutors. Oh my God. Where's the copy pasta? Someone's got to have that meme ready to go, locked up. The deployment of a tactical N-word had to be done. Oh, so this is why ChatGPT can't replace lawyers. Yeah, they can't do a tactical N-word. In this video, I drop an N-bomb, big one, hard R. I did this to show my interlocutors that their language doesn't impress me, that their slurs don't frighten or disarm me. You can see from their reactions that it worked. They were clearly taken aback. It was a power move which I'm entirely unashamed of, but I understand how that language might have upset some of you. That's what he said. That's what he said. He goofy. He's goofy, bro. Guys, he said it to free one black man from the treacherous chains of the white supremacist American criminal justice moment. Oh, Jesus Christ. As a white person, I've never said the N-word for any reason. I said it once. It was to save a life. But even so, I think about my decision to do so every day. That's him. That's the lawyer. That's the lawyer, bro. That's F. Lee Bailey. That's his alt account. Oh, so good. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's continue.
so forth. I had no notes. I only wanted one thing from him, denial.
No.
Never.
No.
Once he said, never in 10 years have I ever used the N-word, I knew we had him.
When he was asked that question,
That's not what you said in court, Lee Bailey. You said the whole word, Lee Bailey.
by F. Lee Bailey, by using the N-word, everybody in the world knew that he was being set up at him.
What I didn't...
Everybody in the world knew he was being set up by him. Is such a bar. That's so funny. It's like, wow, an LAPD officer lying on the stand, shocking. An LAPD officer saying the N-word, who could have thought, dude? That's crazy. No way, dude. No way. No fucking way.
No, was we also had him on tape.
4 months after Bailey versus Furman, the defense gets a tip from an unlikely source. Screenwriter Laura Hart McKinney. She interviewed Mark Furman for a script that she was writing. A very candid conversation, all on tape.
He's just a real racist scum.
Now all we're going to look at is Furman
Bro, you fucking, oh my God, bro did it on tape too. Jesus Christ. I mean, we listened to the tape already. I know he did it on tape, but like, I didn't know he did it on tape to a fucking person who was like interviewing him.
What a scumbag he is.
Furman says the N-word dozens of times, but Judge Ito decides the jury will only hear 2.
Extreme centrism.
The excerpts are brief, yet powerful and disturbing.
F. Lee Bailey was a defense attorney for the Boston Strangler and the guy who greenlit and initiated the My Lai massacre. Dude was not a good judge of character. I mean, he's a perfect defense lawyer. What do you mean?
They don't do anything. They don't go out and initiate contact. They have been a perfect subject of the fight.
After the excerpt ended, the Furman tapes, you broke down and cried at that moment. Why?
Because I was worried at the ramifications, because I watched them with this look of horror and like disgust, you know, and watched them turn. I was like, that's it.
I do.
He said the N-word so much they did a 40-minute documentary just on the tapes. Oh my God, bro. In 2017. Bro said the N-word on tape more than fucking Nixon, dude. That's crazy. Oh my God. Least racist LAPD officer, least racist detective at the Los Angeles Police Department. Just got to say that once again. Oh my God.
Damn, this guy's good.